Hi, my name is Jonathan Dudley. I'm a senior instructor out here at Precision Golf School. Wanted to give you a couple quick tips to help you with your impact position. Pretty simple. All you need is one of these sticks. You can get them for $2 at your local hardware store. Kind of a neat drill though. Alright, I talked a little bit earlier on a previous video about down the line impact position and helping to keep a good angle coming into impact. If you haven't already seen that video, that might be a good one to start off with because we talk a little bit about takeaway and how the club's coming in at a good angle. And you know, that's called delivering the club head in an effective manner. So delivering the club head in an effective manner in your golf swing, you can check that out in the YouTube archives. But this one is the power of impact, okay? So the power of impact position, I'm going to show you a couple different views of this, but our first view for the power of impact is going to be from this position. And I'm sure a lot of you have heard about this, but this is just a way to work on this so that we go ahead and trap the ball or get our angle from address to impact. So we're going to start in our address position here and then work on our impact position, okay? So the important thing when you're doing this is don't let your head move forward, okay? So when we're here, a good impact position is almost actually your head braces for impact. So when you make this move, it's going to be the feeling of pushing these hands this way and allowing your head to stay in a good solid position, okay? So I'm just matching the shaft with this plastic stick, okay? So when you come in and make your swing, get more of that feeling that you're making this braced movement or getting the shaft more in line. A lot of you, rather than having this good firm position that you see a lot of professionals at impact, or even, you know, some of your guys like Dustin Johnson almost have more of a bowed position. Hogan talked about more of a bowed left wrist when he was coming into impact. A lot of amateurs have more of a cupped position, or position right like this where the club is now actually beat my hands through impact. Not an effective way to use the club. Alright, so here's the other view though, which a lot of times isn't really talked about, but I think is equally as important. When we're coming into impact, there's also an angle that we want our hands to swing in, right? So if our hands get too far over the top, or sometimes, you know, we can get under the plane like this. Either way, our hands normally end up really tall. Or if we're a caster of the club, when we come down, we're going to go ahead, the hand's going to lead the shaft and come way outside the line. Both ways, you'll end up hitting this stick. So a good way to go ahead and use this stick is you can throw a head cover on here and just make some swings, getting your hands to swing through that same window. So we got impact, and then go ahead and let it rotate through, right? So the way that the stick is angled right now, it's angled basically at the impact position, but it's also tilted towards me, so I can work on both of those at the same time. So I come back here and I say, okay, I'm going to keep my angle with my wrist, and I'm going to come into a good solid impact position. That's going to help me go ahead, strike the ground really well, and I'm going to continue to use the angle that we talked about in the last video and allow the club face to rotate, with the toe rotating more over the shaft. Now, again, if I keep my angles right, that toe rotation will happen after I get past the moment of truth at impact. So, those two angles, really, really important. I know you probably heard about the forward one. I'm not sure if you've heard about keeping this angle here. So, that's really going to help you. Again, for good, crisp strikes, we're getting that angle, and our hands are going ahead and releasing the club after that position. So the shaft, the hand, and the shoulder socket line up in a good proper release. Okay? So we're here, and then we go ahead and get into this position. So I would suggest go ahead, do that drill 3 times, then have a ball next to that, maybe not even swinging at the stick at first, then go ahead, have your next ball, drop it, and just go ahead and work on hitting some punch shots where you go ahead and rotate through the shot, getting a feel for that impact position. You don't have to make really full shots right at the beginning. Just go ahead, make some of those 3/4 swings and work on really striking the golf ball first. So again, coming up here, coming into that impact position, 3/4 swing. Really getting the feeling of trapping the ball well and getting that toe to rotate more over the shaft. Once you start to feel like you're really getting a good trapping motion or a good angle, go ahead, by all means, make a full swing and see if you can go ahead and replicate that process. I think what you'll start to feel is that the ball really starts to zip off the club face better, and that you're also going ahead starting to take more of a divot, but the divot is about, maybe a 1/4 of an inch off the top layer of the grass. It's not like it's real heavy, it's not real thin, and the club is easily moving through the ground. I really think this is going to help your iron play. Keep working at it. For any more questions, you can email me at jdudley@precisiongolfschool.com, or you can book a lesson with us today by calling 510-4653.